Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss class 7 chapter 4 heat. Now tell me, what is heat? Yes, heat is a form of energy which produces the sensation of warmth in us. Heat always flows from the body of high temperature to the body of low temperature. Okay, now heat flows from one object to other due to its temperature difference. Now, the cold object absorb the heat energy and become warm, and the hot object release the heat energy and become cold. Now, why you wear woolen clothes in winter and cotton clothes in summer? What is the logic behind this silly question? Woolen clothes are obtained from animal fibers, which are generally dark in color and are most probably most preferable to worn in winter season, as they protect us from cold environment. And cotton clothes are obtained from plant fibers, and it are generally worn by in summer season so that we can feel cool. Now, hot and cold. So, what is hot and what is cold? How we measure this is hot object and this is cold object? We can understand if an object is hot or cold by the sense of touch. However, it can trick us sometimes. Therefore, we should use a thermometer. Now, what is a thermometer? We all know that when we are when we have fever, we use thermometer to measure how the temperature. Okay, now it is a device that can be used to find out how hot an object is or how cold an object is. In other words, we use a thermometer to measure the temperature of an object. Now, the temperature of an object. What is the temperature of an object? It is the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Now, how we measure the temperature on thermometer? Okay, first of all, there are four types of thermometer. First is clinical thermometer, second is laboratory thermometer, third is minimum and maximum thermometer. What is minimum and maximum thermometer? Nowadays, you are reading your weather forecast. The type of thermometer that is used to measure the weather forecast is known as minimum and maximum thermometer. Now, fourth one is digital thermometer. Okay. Now, what is clinical thermometer? The clinical thermometers are most probably seen in clinics and in your homes. What is the use of clinical thermometer? All thermometers are the same use, but clinical thermometer are of some different kind. Laboratory thermometer are used to measure some different kind of things, and our minimum and our maximum thermometer are used to measure different kind of thing. And digital thermometer is used to different kind of thing. Now, what is clinical thermometer? It is a device which is used to measure the body temperature of a person. Now, it is the use of to body temperature of a person. Now, from which object the clinical thermometer is made? There are things that are used to measure. First is uniform glass tube, second is king, third is mercury, and fourth is graduated scale. Now, the glass tube that you see, it is the made of uniform glass tube. Okay. Now, next is the glass tube contains a bulb at one end. Here you can see the glass tube. Okay. And here it is a bulb which is filled with mercury. Don't think about the solar system mercury. It is thermometer's mercury element. Okay. So the mercury level in the thermometer rises up like a thread portion. Here you can see the gray like structure. It is the mercury which rises up and indicates the temperature of the body. Okay. Now the level of the mercury can be measured by reading the scales given on the thermometer. Okay. The scale of the thermometer records the temperature in degrees Celsius. Here, the scale is given. It is by degree Celsius we can measure. Generally, the temperature of the body is 35 degree to 45 degree. Okay, it is the human body temperature range. Okay, and the temperature of the human body is around 37 degree. Don't think that is 35 degree. It is start from 35 degree, but the human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Now, the clinical thermometer has a small sharp curve. Here you can see it is known as the kink, okay, which is present near the bulb. What is the work of this kink? Yes, this prevents the mercury level from falling down on its own in the thermometer. Because if we are using the thermometer and if there is no kink, then the mercury will be play like a jelly like substance, so it will be more difficult to measure the temperature, so it provide a kink. Okay, now how to use clinical thermometer? huh how we use? Firstly, wash the thermometer with an antiseptic lotion. Why we wash the thermometer? If we use a thermometer, then the dust particles are surround on the bulb, and if we take the thermometer to another person, and the bacteria will go to his mouth. Okay, so we should wash the thermometer with an antiseptic lotion. Before taking the thermometer is given a few jogs to bring down the level of thermometer below 35 degrees Celsius. So, before we measure the temperature on the thermometer, we should given a few jumps so that the level of mercury go down. Okay. Then the thermometer is placed beneath the tongue for about a minute so that you can measure the temperature. Okay. Then you take it out and observe the temperature reading on the thermometer. Next, what are the precautions that we should use while using a clinical thermometer? What are the use? Wash the thermometer before and after using. Okay, why? I have already discussed in this first point. Make sure the thermometer or the temperature of the thermometer is below 35 degree before taking the temperature. Okay, this is the mind point. You should check that the temperature of the thermometer should be below the 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, keep the thermometer straight in order. Okay, to see the mercury level rises. It should be always held with the care or it can break down. You should not touch the bulb of the thermometer at all. Now, our second. What is that? This is laboratory thermometer. Let me told you in brief that laboratory thermometer are used in laboratory things like chemical substance, water boiling point. These are used to measure it. Now, the temperature that we can measure in laboratory thermometer is from minus 10 degrees Celsius to plus 110 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, what are the precautions should be taken while using a laboratory thermometer? You should always follow the same precautions as that of the clinical thermometer. Okay. You should always hold the laboratory thermometer in a straight upright position without tilting it. If you don't hold the laboratory thermometer straight position, it would be breakdown. The bulb of the thermometer should never touch the surface of the container in which the substance is kept. So here the bulb. Okay, the bulb should not touch the surface of the container. Now, however, the bulb of the thermometer should be completely immersed in the substance so that it covers the bulb from all sides. But you have to focus one more thing, that it should not touch the surface of the container, but the bulb of the thermometer should completely immersed in the substance. Now, other types of thermometer. What is that? This is minimum and maximum thermometer. How we use minimum and maximum thermometer? We use minimum and maximum thermometer to find out the temperature of the day by weather forecast. Okay, now let us read the definition. It is a thermometer used to measure the minimum and maximum temperature of the day by weather forecast. Okay, now digital thermometer. It is like a clinical thermometer. Okay, there is no need to give some jogs to the digital thermometer. It will definitely show your temperature. It is sometimes difficult to handle a mercury filled thermometer, especially when it breaks and the mercury falls out. Okay. Nowadays, digital thermometers are available to use. You all know. This type of thermometer does not contain mercury. Okay, this is very easy. If the clinical thermometer will break, then it is very difficult. Okay, now it is directly display the correct temperature on a display screen. So it is a display screen. Okay, and this is the on and off button. Next, the transfer of heat. Now, how the heat transfer? In the heat of The flow of heat always takes place from hot object to cold object. Okay. Heat always flows from the hot body to the cold body of low temperature. Okay. Now, let us read about different types of transfer of heat. First is conduction. What is conduction? The process of flow of heat from hot object to the cold object is called conduction. Some objects can conduct heat while others cannot. Okay, there are many objects that can conduct heat, but some objects couldn't conduct heat. So first is conductor. What is conductor? The type of things that allow the heat to flow through them. For example, metal, copper, aluminium. Okay, now the next will be insulator. What is insulator? The objects that do not flow the flow of heat. This is called insulator. For example, wood and plastic, or water, or styrofoam. Okay, now what is convection? Yes, the transfer of heat in liquids and gases is called convection. Okay, now next is radiation. What is radiation? It is a process of transfer of heat in the form of waves. Now we have read four types of transfer of heat. First is conduction, which is the process of flow of heat from a cold object to hot object. Now conductor, the object that can flow, allow the heat to flow through them. Now next is insulator, the objects that do not allow the flow of heat. Now next is convection, the transfer of heat in liquids and gases. Now the last one is radiation, the process of transfer of heat in the form of waves. Okay. Now let's read about sea breeze and land breeze. What is sea breeze? The wind blowing from the sea towards the land is called sea breeze. And a sea breeze occurs during the daytime. The sea also gets heated, however, it takes more time to get heated up than the land. Now, what is land breeze? It is the opposite of sea breeze. Okay, the wind blowing from the land towards the sea is called the land breeze. And whenever the sea breeze happens in daytime, the land breeze will happen in night time. Okay, now I will give you a easiest method to remember what is sea breeze and land breeze. So first of all, what is sea breeze? Sea breeze start from the sea towards land. Okay, sea to land. And land breeze start from land to sea. And it is during daytime, and sand breeze is during night time. So what now some questions you should know. Why do we wear light color clothes in summer? The light color clothes reflect the heat back into the environment and keep us cool during the summertime. Now, why do we wear dark color clothes in winter? The dark color clothes absorb the heat from the environment and keep us warm. Now, the next question is, how do woolen clothes keep us warm? Because the woolen clothes are a bad conductor of heat. Therefore, they don't allow the heat from the body to move out in the environment. As a result, the air present between the woolen clothes and our body become hot, and this makes us feel warm. Here we have completed our chapter. If you have any doubt, you can free to ask in the comment section. Okay? So bye bye all of you.